Hey, I'm property surfing at our Scott project, and I'm in the old original house, which is getting to an exciting stage. As you can see over my shoulder, the walls have been painted, ceilings, got some lights hanging down that we've got to paint around. But the floors have just been sanded today, and this house has got a bit of history, 1940s roughly, so it's got a very much hodgepodge kind of timber floor where we've pulled up old lino, old carpet. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a quick tour before we polish. I'm really excited to see how these come up, but it's been a bit of fun what we've uncovered. You can see here, I'm going to swing around, sorry to get you giddy. That's front door to the street, pardon all of my junk that's there. Some beautiful old yellow glass that normally I'd take away, but I'm going to leave it. But you can see there's a one lot of timber here, which is reasonably new, possibly a brush box, we think. Then we get here to what we think is a cedar, maybe a blue gum or a red gum, but definitely a hardwood. The guys said when they sanded it, it was hard as nails, so been down a long time. Then we go into what is almost certainly a hoop pine, which would have been milled locally, same as what we have in our boarding office business. Then we get through here into, I guess, what you'd call the sleep outs, and you can see that there's a couple of different timbers here, but this would have been originally the veranda, and we've gone and pulled up the carpet and puttied up all of the joints. So this floor's come up really cool, and once it's got a clear coat on, it's going to look great. I'm going to spin you around into the other part of the old veranda, which has been enclosed into a bedroom, a sleep out as they're oftenly called. So swinging around back to the living area, you can see from here that we've got 1, 2, 3 different types of timber. Then getting over to the main bedroom, there's the sander. All consistent hoop pine there. Then this is the dining area, the kitchen off to the right. We'll go into the second bedroom. There's a bit of a mix in here. It smells good in here today. Sanded timber, what a beautiful smell. I'm going to show you the toilet. The toilet looks really cool. Am I allowed to say toilet looks cool? But nice mix of timbers through there. It's going to come up great. Then off to the kitchen. So this kitchen is remarkably different. So we've got a great timber floor here. We might stain up this step just to kind of match it all in. But we've done new bench tops over the top of an old case, replaced some doors. Matt Dobell and Ben Silk, Genius Carpenters, have done an amazing job on this kitchen. And then you can see over here, be great when we get some lights on in here and when these floors are officially finished. And then in here is the pantry, which was the original wood-fired stove for the house back in the 40s. So it's still got the, I guess you'd say, steel floor in there that we're gonna polish up. And then I walk through here, there's no timber work in here, but this is our bathroom and laundry that is just amazing compared to what we started with. I'm at the Scott project today, and we're at the stage where retaining walls are in and fences are going up, and I wanted to show you a stage that you kind of don't get to see, which is the dead side of a house, but also the way that backfilling and retaining walls work. Before I do that, I'm just going to pan long. There's our driveway. You can see the skip in up the end, and that's the duplex units up there, which is the freestanding house behind me. And then if I pan around to my right, that's the old existing house, which looks like a rubbish dump at present, but we've got some ideas. So the driveway is about to be laid, so civil works are starting here. We've got most of our services connected, but we've had to change the level of the sites just slightly so that we can get slab on ground for all 3 of the new dwellings. So what's happening here is there's a retaining wall that's got some mesh netting. We've backfilled that with ag drains and aggregate mix, and then the level will be filled. So by the time I come and show you this later on, you'll see that there's a nice flat yard, let's call it exaggerated patio area, which gives a nice private space to this
freestanding house that's behind me, which I'm standing on the patio that's at a lower level because it's got to be poured in its final stage. Anyway, that's the back end story of retaining walls and fencing. I've just jumped onto house 2, which is the first of the duplex lots, and after just showing you the retaining wall on the front house, I thought I'd show you this one. If you look closely, what can you see? That's a little odd. Obviously the pipes are sitting on top of the ground. Just goes to demonstrate, you can see the height of the slab over here and the backfilling that's need to happen. So when we backfill this, we'll actually backfill it up to the top of those pipes, and then the concrete slab for the patio and running out to the kitchen door that's there, and the laundry door will be then laid on top. So whilst sites that don't have the perfect slope can be a bit more complicated, equally they can allow some opportunity for minimising works by laying on top of the ground and then putting your finishing treatments over the top. Good little trick. Let's talk about termites. So the backsides of houses on an upslope can get very wet. So over time what can happen is dirt can wash in up against the back of the house, and that gives the termites a path in. So things like ant caps on the top of posts and a bunch of other termite treatments are designed to separate the house, or more to the point, the soft timber in a house, from the ground, because termites will find a way. Now here is a perfect example of an environment absolutely conducive to termites getting in. So you'll see along the back here, all of the dirt has washed up against the siding on the house, which more to the point will mean that the slab and the timber that sits on the slab is in direct contact with the ground, allowing the termites an easy path. Now I'm going to pan around this way, hopefully this will work okay, and here is the worst scenario, which is all of the dirt pushed up against the house, and that's what it looks like when termites get into a piece of timber. Unfortunately, when I disturbed this, termites went scurrying. With a bit of luck, well, yep, you can see them there. So it's time to get the pest guys in and give them a good douse, and it's not an ideal situation, so we're going to have to do a bunch of clearing to get this soil away from the house, try and elevate the house up above the ground level and get some termite guards in. It's not an ideal situation.